Testing, testing, testing. Perfect. Year was good, Muhammad. Great rising, great rising. So, real quick, let's go through these pairs one by one, see which ones are left. So, AU is still consolidating, EA is still consolidating. ECAD started giving us a small pullback. We'll turn that one off. EU still consolidating on the 3rd-day high. Good afternoon. Good morning for me. It's 7 a.m. Good afternoon for you guys. Yes, sir. GA, we have 2 days of counter drop, gave us a 3rd-day low, then it started consolidating. So GA, I'm gonna turn this one off until we start seeing higher highs and higher lows. GCAD just moving sideways. This one could be interesting. Does it have a bottom wick here? No. We're consolidating after the 3rd-day rise. No net. Could we expect price to give us that 4th-day rise, that 4th-day variation? It could happen. Would have loved to have seen price give us a steeper pullback, however, and then start pushing up. But we're also just in a zone of consolidation. So if we could get a trade here, this one would be a really good trade to keep an eye on for the day. So GCAD will keep on. GJ looks good in the 15-minute time frame. However, I don't like market structure on this. Right? We were consolidating, broke the lows, gave us a exhaustion candle going short. Then it went up, broke the highs, gave us a break of structure of the highs, and then gave us a pullback back down into the middle of the day. I don't like the structure on GJ. Again, even though we have an engulfing candle here on the 15-minute time frame, I don't trust this structure at all. This is not a structure I would trust. We have bottom and top wicks on every candle. We have the retest that was just given now. But again, this is a pair that, again, I'm looking at market structure, right? Remember what we were talking about. We were either going to look for price to break the highs or break the lows. I'll ask you guys a question in the chat for those who have been watching, and because I say this every single stream. So let's see if you guys have been paying attention. I'll put the poll in the chat. Is break number 1 a break of structure, or is break number 2 a break of structure? So again, this is break number 1. Break 1, and this is break 2. What gave a break of structure? Did the bottom give us a break of structure, or did the top give us a break of structure? Break 1 or break 2? I'll put a poll in the chat. Break 1, break 2. Break 2 is a break of structure. Okay. What's good, Casper? Well, it's a stream. Good morning. Good morning. I haven't even tweeted out the link either yet, so I appreciate you guys being in here. Let me tweet this link on, then we'll continue. But yeah, just put it in the poll real quick. Is break 1 a break of structure, or is break 2 a break of structure? I don't know what's wrong with my keyboard, but this is like typing crazy. Can't put exclamation marks or anything. What's going on here? I can type it once. Okay. Break 2 exactly. Right. So break number 2 is the break of structure, not break number 1. So the fact that price gave us a testing candle, and again, what's a real break? Remember, this is the break. You have one candle, which is this red candle, right? Or we'll just do this, so it's easier. We have this drawn out already. This is what a break of structure candle looks like versus a testing candle, right? You have one break of structure. You want to see that second break. You want to see that second candle close below that first candle's wick. Notice how the second red candle never closed below. The third red candle never closed below. It was just given as exhaustion candles, right? And then when price went up, the first green candle is a testing candle. All of these candles were testing candles. The second green one, the third red one, the fourth red one. They were all testing candles until this green candle went up and closed above that first candle's wick, right? So same thing here. The BOS is whenever you see that first green candle or that first red candle are testing candles. It's not until the next candle that closes above that first break of structure. So the fact that we have a break of structure of the highs and we got the pullback, this is the reason why I'm not interested in taking this engulfing candle here going short, right? And you can see that if we would have taken this trade already, we would be on drawdown. So GJ is one I'm going to turn off. I'm not going to be focusing on GJ. I'll let GJ fake out all the traders that it wants to do. And again, for the people like, oh, but it has a 2 days of draw. Why isn't it giving us the third day? Well, again, just follow market structure, right? We have, this is a break, higher high, higher low, right? Higher high, higher low, higher high, right? Higher low, higher high, and then what did price do? Higher low, right? Internal structure, we're still giving higher highs and higher lows. External time frame, the 30-minute highs and 30-minute lows, we're still trading between lower low, lower high. All of this is part of the same trend, lower low, which is the 30-minute high, which is the red box, and the 30-minute low. So again, I'm either going to be looking for price to start entering, I'm either going to be looking for price to start giving me lower lows and lower highs, or I'm going to look for price to give us a test of the highs and then start going down, right? Or price is just going to decide to continue to push up to the top side. It's that simple. So GJ, we'll skip this one out for now. We'll wait for the next one. So GJ, we'll turn this one off. Let's go to GU. Right, GU is still pushing up to the top side. We had 3 days of rise. Today, I'm not expecting price to continue this uptrend push. Again, could it happen? Absolutely. We could still see price giving us higher highs and higher lows. But at this point, GU, I'm not interested in trading it, so I'm going to turn that off. US 30, we're still in these highs. We're still testing these engulfing candles. Right, we can see that last night, price consolidated for a little bit. Right, broke up the highs and started going back down again. So, could price continue this downtrend push? First of all, let's look at the gap that we had in the 30-minute time frame. Did we fill the gap up? That's the number one question. The gap has not been filled yet, so not bad. Could it continue? It could. This could be a type 1 pattern going into today. We don't have any engulfing candles in the 30, nothing in the 4. The 1 hour green, green, red. Nothing in the 1 hour is not a valid engulfing candle. Again, nothing in the 30. Nothing in the 15, nothing in the 5, right? In the 5-minute, I'm looking at structure, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, right? And it wasn't until all of this, higher high. So we're trading between this higher high over here and this higher low down here. So all of this could just be a pullback, right? This could all be a fake out to make people believe that this is lower low, lower high, when realistically speaking, we know that we're trading between, again, this break gave us this higher low and this higher high, right? And right now it's faking traders out who trade like this, right? Who trade with their fucking screens all the way zoomed in and make them believe that this is higher low, higher high, lower low, lower high. How many people you think are in these trades going short now, right? So we want to be very careful taking these trades. But again, US 30 is a trade that I'm going to be looking at closer to the NYC session, so we'll keep this one in our back pocket for now. USD CAD, and that CAD is bad annoying. Hold on, guys, give me a second. USD CAD, At this point, price is still giving us lower lows and lower highs. We had 2 days of drop. Today being the third day, already gave us that third day low, so I'm not interested in trading it. USD ZAR did opposite. It's kind of rare, right? Usually we'll see USD CAD and ZAR move very similar to each other. But ZAR already hit STP for the day, so we're done looking at that one. Gold already hit STP for the day during Asia session, so this is beautiful. It's doing exactly what it needs to be doing. So gold, I'm not going to be trading it. We'll wait for tomorrow. Bitcoin, it's going down, right? We had 3 days of rise. On the third day, it gave us a rise drop. On the fourth day variation, it ended up giving us a day of rise. It did end up rising towards the end of the day, right? So beautiful. So now I am expecting a pullback back down to the bottom. Could we see any engulfing candles in the higher time frames? Nothing in the 4, nothing in the 1, nothing in the 30. And I don't trade any lower time frames on Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, we'll keep it on as well. And then the last pair to kind of see is oil. Oil is one that I am expecting price to go short, but before we could continue the push down to the bottom, I am expecting a pullback back up to the top side. I am expecting this pair to kind of just be in the zone consolidation. If we go up to a higher time frame, we'll kind of start seeing that, right? I am expecting price to kind of just go back up to the top side here, right? But we'll see. We'll see what price wants to do. Eventually, it'll let us know what it wants to do. So the easiest way to trade oil is to trade the continuations once again. So at this point, we had 3 days of drop. On the third day, gave us a drop rise, reset the trend, then gave us another 2 days of drop. Today being the third day, price just melted as soon as the market opened and gave us a new low. So once again, if price could give us a drop rise or a drop no net, then we know that going into tomorrow, we'll be looking for something else like this that happened on Friday for price to continue to push down to the bottom. But for now, right now, we'll turn off oil. So for today, we pretty much have AU, EA, EU, GCAD, US30, and Bitcoin left. However, we know we're trading the NYC session. So Euro AUD, could it be a good trade for today? Probably not. Right? We're just moving sideways. So EA, I'm going to turn it off. AU, once again, could this be a good trade for today? The only reason I still say yes is because price is still just moving sideways here at the high of the day. Could price give us an entry going short? It could happen as well. Let's look at the higher time frame, see if we have an engulfing candle. So we almost had a bullish engulfing candle. Red, red, green, but this is in the higher highs, so this wouldn't even be a valid engulfing candle. Anything here in the 1 hour? We have a green, green, red. We have the break. We're pretty much on the retest of that, but it's not a nice one. Doesn't look good. We'll see. Nothing in the 15, nothing in the 30, so we'll wait this one out. We'll see what price wants to do when the NYC session starts for this pair. We had a bullish 4-hour candle as well. EU, we're just moving sideways on the third day rise. We're in the higher high. We are looking for price to push up for EU, but at the moment, I'm going to turn this one off. Again, I don't like trading in the higher highs. I don't like trading. When I'm looking for buys, I don't like trading. We'll draw it out to give you guys the idea. Right now, price is giving us higher high, higher low, higher high. Right, and we're in the higher high. Higher high, higher low, higher high. Before I could take an entry, I want to see a pullback. If I don't get a pullback, I'm not going to take this trade, especially when we're at the high of the zone. We're at the high of the 4-hour zone. We're at the high of the 30-minute zone. We're in the higher high in market structure. I want to see a pullback. If I don't get a pullback, I get no entries. Right, so EU, not going to be looking at it. GCAD is very interesting. Price is still just moving sideways. So let's see if we have any engulfing candles here. Nothing on the 4, nothing on the 1. The 30-minute, this one would have been a really good engulfing candle, but the green candle does not have a bottom wick. So this is not a valid. If it does give us an engulfing green candle, it wouldn't be valid because we have no bottom wick. In the 15, nothing in the 15. Right, same reason why this engulfing candle didn't work is because it doesn't have a bottom or top wick. Right, and this one would have been a really good engulfing candle as well, right on the 200 EMA. Would have been a really good one. Alright, nothing on the 5. So right now we're just gotta be patient with this one. I'll keep an eye on GCAD. US 30 will sell. We'll look at this a little bit closer to NYC, and Bitcoin, pretty much same thing. We'll look at this a little closer to NYC. So AU and GCAD are going to be the ones that we're going to be looking at until the NYC session starts. Any questions, guys? Any other pairs you guys want me to go over? Let me know. If not, we'll pretty much just sit here and wait for price to give us an idea of what it wants to do. That'll be pretty much for today, guys. We'll just stay patient, wait it out. Damn, man, gold has been moving really early these last couple weeks. I would say these last couple months, to be honest with you. It's very rare to catch a trade on gold. During the NYC session. This one was one that was good during NYC. This one was not. This was Asia session. This trade here was during the news at 8:30, so we couldn't catch this one. This one also was during the news, but it happened during NYC. This trade that we caught here going just a little pullback back to the top side was during NYC, and then everything else has been Asia session. Right, 2 a.m. we caught this one, like July. Let's see. This one was early. This one was an early trade. This was when I stayed up all night. This one at 3 in the morning. This one was at the time that we would look at the charts, ending of London. This trade here was ending of London. This trade was at the end of, well, 12 p.m. So it's still NYC session. This one with June. This trade was the 4-hour trade that we caught. It was during NYC. A little late into the NYC. It was at 1 p.m. We never got this entry here. We never got the pullback. That one would have been really good. If we would have got that steeper pullback, that would have been a really good trade. This trade on a pullback, the entry was super early. This was at 10 p.m. It's like right after the live session. I remember catching that one on the stream in the live session at the market breakdown. But everything else has just been super early, man. These last couple weeks, price has just been moving. As soon as the market's open, or during end of Asia going into London, that's when price just wants to move. Then it won't really give us an opportunity to trade during NYC. It's all good. It happens. We know that, again, there's a lot of things going on worldwide that making the markets react the way it is, especially during that time. Right? When the US is sleeping, that's when a lot of things are happening worldwide. You guys are ahead of us. So we know we have to update the 4-hour high. We're still trading between higher high, higher low, and the higher high that's being set. And in the 30-minute, we'll have to update as well. We're pretty much now trading higher high, higher low, going into this higher high, whatever higher high is set. So, but it's good, right? This week is gonna give us a second week of rise, so we already know next week we'll continue to look for these pushes up to the top side. It also gave 15-minute engulfing. Let's see. Yeah, it did. Bottom wick? No bottom wick. No bottom wick on that red candle though. I wouldn't have been a valid one, but yeah, it was pretty solid. It doesn't have a bottom wick, that's the only bad thing about it, but yeah, it gave and no top wick on that green candle either. But yeah, it's a small one. But yeah, it was early. It was at 2 a.m. for my time, like 8 a.m. your time. But as soon as it gave us that engulfing, it went down, retested it here, and then just as soon as it retested it, it went back up. There should be another engulfing candle that has to be valid there. Let's see. So nothing on the 1, nothing on the 30. The 15-minute, not a valid engulfing candle since we don't have that bottom wick on that candle. In the 5-minute, nothing in the 5. This would have been purely just market structure. On the first candle, yeah. The first candle doesn't have a bottom wick. Doesn't have a bottom wick. And then you know it doesn't have a bottom wick unless you're on a different server. But you also know it doesn't have a bottom wick just because it opened up with a gap as well. There's a gap there in the market. Yeah, you're on Pepperstone. That's the bad thing. See, like sometimes, sometimes some of the engulfings that don't look good for me may look good on another server. So that's the bad thing. So again, like if you're trading it and you see that one candle does have an engulf, like it's a valid one where they all have top and bottom wicks, you know, I would say you gotta just take it, right? If your server is telling you that yeah, it does have top and bottom wicks, then take the trade. Um, that's probably something I might have to backtest here this weekend. I'll have to on Pepperstone. I'll write that down. Actually, I'll put it here. Let's see. Cause like for example, I'm gonna add a few of them. So let's add Pepperstone. Let's add 8 cap. No, fuck 8 cap. We have a Wanda. Let's add FXCM and Forex.com. Right. So on Pepperstone, right? On Pepperstone, it has a beautiful engulfing candle. Beautiful. It has a bottom wick on this red candle, right? If you just zoom in a little bit, the top wick on the green candle is there. If you would have taken this trade, it would have been beautiful, right? This was a beautiful, beautiful entry, right? It gave you the retest. As soon as it gave you that retest, right, you have that stop loss at 40 pips, and then your TP, whatever the STP for today was on gold, right? So Pepperstone, we already know that worked on Pepperstone. On FX, right, on FX, we do have a bottom wick, and it didn't even open with a gap. See, so this one might be the server that we might have to start trading on. Right? This doesn't even have a gap. It has a beautiful bottom wick and a top wick that you can see without having to zoom in all the way. Right? Boom. And it has a beautiful retest. A lot better than Pepperstone's retest. Same thing. Right? You have the entry right on the retest. You have your stop loss below the zone at 40 pips. And then whatever the STP for the day was, that's the TP that we would have had for gold. And then for Forex.com, Forex.com, the top wick is very small. Same thing. Beautiful, no gap, bottom wick on that red candle, and a beautiful entry as well, right on the retest. Right, so I might have to switch from Oanda to either Pepperstone or someone else. I might do that today. We'll do that today. I'll do it today after the stream. Pepperstone has a gap, so I won't be using Pepperstone for sure. Fuck Pepperstone. Now FX and the other ones, they might be the one to keep an eye on. These are the best ones. But I'll do my back test today and we'll look at it. Only bad thing is that I have to redo my drawings for the pair, but it's all good. I'll do it. So yeah. So here on Oanda, it doesn't have the bottom wick. It open with a gap. Retest looked a lot better on Oanda, but it's all good. 40 pips, same thing. This one would have been a really good trade for the night, for during London and Asia session. End of Asia going into London, that would have been a really good trade. But it's all good. So yeah, Bitcoin, we'll keep it on. We'll look at it closer. Oanda is shit. Yeah, I might have to. Nah, I'll do it today after I turn the stream off. I'll go ahead and update my gold chart. I'll put it for any other server. I'll take off Oanda, because that has happened a lot with me. I've noticed it recently too, especially now with all the volume that's coming in for a lot of pairs. I've noticed that I'm not getting any like top wicks or bottom wicks on a lot of my candles, right? Not even only on the engulfings, just like in general. So I'm gonna have to do a little bit of back testing when it comes to those to that server. I'm gonna back test gold and we'll see. for example, on GCAD. Let's look at GCAD real quick. GCAD, I don't have a Wanda, I have FXCM. Let's look at a Wanda. Shouldn't have a bottom wick. Does it? No way. It does have a bottom wick. That's crazy. So Wanda on this one has a bottom wick, but it doesn't have a bottom wick on the one that I'm looking at. Hey man, who's scamming me? Fucking market makers are like, yeah, fuck this guy's trading view, man. No shit, I haven't gotten any trades, man. They're tapped into my screen. Okay, yeah, that's crazy. Nah, I'm kind of in a predicament right now. So if it gives us the retest, right? It gave us a beautiful engulfing candle, right, on this one. Sorry, on this one, on Owanda, right? We know we're in a zone of consolidation. We're still trading between, right, higher high and higher low. Price is just moving sideways. We have 2 days of, let's check this one. Yeah, we have 3 days of rise. On the third day gave us a rise no net. I am expecting a fourth day variation where price at least gives us a new high for the day. Right at the bottom of the market, the bottom of the day where price gave us just a small pullback, it gave us this engulfing candle, right? Red, green. All candles have top and bottom wicks, top and bottom wicks. The green candle gave us a top wick, right? This bottom wick is super small. Could we expect something like this to happen today where, again, we get the retest, we have a small 11 pips stop loss, and then our TP is at the high of the day at 37 pips? That could be the play for today for GCAD. Now, talking about what I don't like about it, again, I don't like the fact that price never gave us a retest of these lows, right? Would have been a little bit different of a story if price would have already tapped into our 30-minute lows, right? I don't like the wicks on these candles. Technically speaking, right? This green candles is not a strong engulfing candle, right? Looking at it on this server, comparing it to this one, we're pretty similar. Pretty similar. That second red candle as well. I don't like the top wick on this red candle. It's too big compared to the body, right? Usually those are exhaustion candles. So I would be very careful taking this trade. Again, I'm not gonna take the trade personally, but it could be a good one the same way gold was. I have to do my back test when it comes to these different servers and seeing how the candles react to them. We'll come back to it. I mean, it could be a good trade. It really could be a good trade. But we'll see. It's a good thing that I decided to check those different servers. Yeah, man, because on this one where I usually trade on, yeah, when was the last time I took a GCAD trade? Because I don't really trade GCAD like that. It's usually not a pair that moves during NYC. Last time I took a GCAD trade was, it was a pair at 8:30 a.m. It was a beautiful engulfing candle, red, green. Beautiful strong candles, beautiful top and bottom wicks. Gave us a beautiful retest, right? Minimum drawdown, right? We had a stop loss at 13 pips, but we only needed 2 pips, right? And then beautiful trade. That was the last time we took this trade, and that was in June. Do we have any other trades on this one? I don't think so. This is not a pair that I usually trade anyway, so yeah. I've only taken one trade on GCAD so far. I would say this: if you guys want to take that risk and take that trade, this would be a very low probability, high reward trade. To do our breakdown as to why I'm saying that too, the fact that we're in the middle of the zone, right? We're in the middle between the 30-minute high and the 30-minute low. Price could still give you that rejection that I've been talking about, where price is just gonna reject these lows, go to the 30-minute low, and then a little bit closer to NYC, right? 9:30, 9:45, 10 o'clock, it'll do something like this. So I would be careful with this trade, but you know, again, going into the rules and everything else, The engulfing candle, that green engulfing candle, is not a strong one since we never really closed above the red wick. And again, the wicks on this green candle at the top and the wick of this red candle on the top is an exhaustion candle. That is what the exhaustion candle looks like. So this trade here is what we would call low risk, high reward trade. Again, we're talking about we're going to be risking 11 pips on our stop loss for 37 to 40 pips for our take profit. It's not bad. But I'd be very careful with this trade today. I would definitely wait it out a little bit. Now AU is back at the 30-minute highs. This one is one that I am wanting to see price push down to the bottom. However, we know that price is still giving us internal higher highs and higher lows. We know that price in the daily time frame, we're reaching the 800 EMA. I am expecting push 1, right? We already had push 1, push 2, and I am expecting push number 3 to happen. But we know that the pushes are never always going to be perfect, right? We're going to get that push, the fake out, consolidation, the push again, the fake out, consolidation, until push number 3. We gotta wait this one out. There's nothing else to say about it, to be honest. Right? AU, we just gotta wait for price to give us the indication that it wants to start pushing down again. We had 2 weeks of rise, this week being the 3rd week. Price gave us that 3rd week push. So again, it's nothing out of the ordinary. We just gotta be patient now. Does price want to finish the week on a 3rd week rise to then give us a clean reset of the trend to then start the downtrend push? If it finishes on a rise no net or on a rise drop, then we know next week price is gonna want to go back up again. We have the 4-hour high the price could tap into, so there's a few things to look at. We know that if price wants to continue to push up to the top side, it'll most likely want to push up into these zones here, which again in the 4-hour time frame we're trading higher high, higher low, higher high, and then we had all of this break is all part of one trend, right? Lower low. So if we're looking at our point of interest as to how high AU wants to push up, what was the last green candle before the break to the bottom? It was this high over here. So just zooming it in for the purposes of looking at where the candles are, we could be expecting price to give us a pullback up to these highs, right? And if we go to the 30-minute and if we go to the daily time frame, right, we see where that's at. So let's put this another color so we know it's gonna be purple. That's the point of interest color that we have, right? Could this be where price is gonna just continue to push to the top side, give us a little retest, and then continue to push to the bottom? It could happen. Right, so we want to be patient with AU. I'm not gonna force any trades with AU right now. I'm not gonna force any trades with GCAD either. I'll wait for better confirmations. Now US 30 and Bitcoin pretty much very similar to US 30. The reason why I'm not into these trades just yet, I want to make sure we're in a right spot. We're still trading between higher high, higher low, and higher high. We still have these 30-minute gaps at the bottom, but we don't have any other indication. We don't have any engulfing candles. Price still hasn't really given us lower lows and lower highs. Again, we're still trading on US 30. We're still trading between this break, which gave us this higher low and this higher high, right? So even if we wanted to trade this in a lower time frame, we still don't have lower lows and lower highs, right? Oh, but we have a shoulder head shoulder. Yeah, but this shoulder head shoulder is not valid until we don't start seeing lower lows and lower highs. If we would have had a lower time frame, right, a 5-minute lower low and lower high, for example, if price would be, for example, higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low, lower high, then yes, this is a valid shoulder head shoulder. But the fact that we don't have a valid shoulder head shoulder because price is still giving us higher highs and higher lows, this is where we have to understand market structure before you take the trade. And again, this is the same reasoning for GCAD. If you took this trade on the 30-minute engulfing candle, which was the retest of this zone, again, this is still considered a low probability but high reward trade. Because if price decides to start pushing down from here, our target is not only what the STP is, right? My target for these trades here at the top at this point now is to continue this downtrend push right? To fill up these gaps at the bottom of the market, the bottom of the market, right? So this is high risk or low probability but high reward, right? High risk, high reward, if you will. So would be very interesting to see. And once again, I'm using the confluence for the other pairs, right? Like we understand that if USD CAD is trending up, then we know US 30 is gonna go down. And right now USD CAD is still trending down, so I'm not expecting US 30 to continue the push down to the bottom. Same thing with ZAR, right? Usually CAD and ZAR move similar, but it's the same thing. The confluence is the same. If ZAR is pushing down, then I know US 30 is gonna go up. And right now, right, we already got a double top. It gave us a pullback. Price was in lower low, lower high, lower low. We're just getting a pullback to a lower high, right? So very similar to Bitcoin as well. Bitcoin and US 30 usually move the same. If Bitcoin is going down, then we know US 30 is going to follow suit. The fact that we already started the uptrend push as soon as that market opened for Bitcoin, again, already just giving me an indication that this is not the best time to look for that trade on US 30. So again, just gonna be patient. We understand we have these gaps at the bottom of the market. So again, I am expecting price to eventually start falling and start going back down the same way we knew that price was gonna continue this uptrend push due to the fact that we had gaps at the top of the market. But we have to wait for those confirmations. Right? We have to wait for price to give us those lower lows and lower highs before we start taking those trades. So yeah, at this moment it's just a waiting game, guys. Just a waiting game. Again, at this point, if AU closes above our 30-minute high, then we already know this would be an invalid trade for the day. And then again, GCAD is really the only other pair that we have for today that looks decent to take the trade. Which again is just another engulfing candle retest to continue the push up to the top side. But once again, very low probability trade. Very low probability. So you just want to be a little bit patient. We'll wait it out just a little bit. We'll go on from there. We'll go on from there. Let's take a look at GCAD here in this server. We'll see how this looks. Let me pull up my. I want to see how this trade looks on Match Trader. See, Match Trader has a bottom work for that green candle too. Today trash day? Tuesday. I think it is. Damn. I gotta go take that bin out before they pass. But I can't get up right now. I don't think I'll make it. I hear them passing by already. Oh well. I hear the trash man. He's right next to my house. Pascal, good morning, my brother. Hope you're doing well. Long time no see, man. So let's go ahead and let me write this down too, so we can talk about this trade tonight when we do our session. I'm doing good, my brother. I'm doing good. Can't complain. Living out the dream, man. Waiting for the pullback. Yeah, so what I was talking about with this trade specifically, um, before you literally right before you joined in, I'm not a fan of this entry, but I am for the entry to just talk about the entry real quick right before this shit starts moving. I am expecting price to give me a pullback here, and that's where that entry would be to then continue to push up to the top side. However, um, again, the reason why I'm not a fan of this trade, the reason why I'm calling it a low probability trade with a high reward, is because of how the candlesticks look in this engulfing candle pattern, right? Um, the red wick, right? That red wick that we have on the second red candle is, and the green candle's top wick is pretty much indicating exhaustion candles, right? Meaning that price just isn't ready to start moving to the top side just yet. Um, Also, the fact that price hasn't tapped into our 30-minute lows, right? Price could still just give you a fake out of this entry and then start pushing up when it comes down to these lows. So I'm not convinced with this entry being the best one, but I still talked about it. We still kind of went over it. And again, I'm giving you guys the option since it's been a pretty slow couple weeks here on the stream. I'm giving you guys the option again to choose whether you want to stay out of the trade or not. Personally, I'm gonna stay out of this trade. Again, I don't like trading. I don't like getting into pairs that I'm not 100% sure about. Right? If I have to ask questions, but it's also not even ask questions. Right? We already know the reasons why this trade won't work out. If it doesn't work out, we already know why it won't work out. Right? We're in the middle of the zone. We're in the middle between the 30-minute high and the 30-minute low. Right? We already know that this is where the market makers are going to trap traders. So trapping traders again, that either means that price is just going to 100% just continue the downtrend that we have for today, or that means that price is going to do what I said, right? Just hit your stop losses, right? And then start the uptrend push back to the top side. So it's just one of those things where for this pair specifically is not in the best spot to take a trade. And then also the reason why I'm not convinced with this trade is because I had to turn on another server compared to the one that I always trade on. Because if we go to GCAD here on FXCM server, this engulfing candle is not valid, right? It's not a valid engulfing candle. So that alone already kind of tells me that, you know, I wouldn't be taking this trade either way if I'm just looking at this server, because this is not a valid engulfing candle since it doesn't have a bottom wick. So, I have it's not following my plan. I'm not gonna take a trade that's not following my plan, if that makes any sense. It doesn't make sense for me to do that. But then also, we've seen it. Like the pairs that we don't take the trade on, the only pair that has worked out that I could remember in the last 2 weeks that it was like, oh no, I'm not gonna take this trade, was EuroCAD. EuroCAD was the only pair in the last couple months actually that we haven't taken, um that worked out at the end of the day anyway. And the other ones that we've seen, like that we don't take, we've seen it always hit our stop losses if we would have taken the trade. So there's nothing new. Again, I'm following the plan as I always do. But these market conditions in these last couple weeks, I mean, if you're not up during Asia session, London session, you're most likely not going to be taking a trade. And we see that specifically. We were just going over that with gold, right? This is a pair that has been moving a lot during Asia session, London session. So it's one of those things where you gotta be patient. We gotta not let that get to our heads and just continue to show up, trade the same thing we've always been trading, and that's pretty much it. Cause if we start playing their game where we're just gonna be on the charts all day and start going crazy, then there's no point. So Yeah, for right now, that's GCAD was pretty much the only pair for the morning that had like that type of entry. Everything else is pretty much just still either moving counter, right, going against the overall trend, or we're still expecting a steeper pullback, or we're waiting for the NYC session, which is pretty much what we're waiting for here on US 30. Before I take a trade on US 30, I need to see some downtrend movements start happening. So we'll see how this goes for today. I'm not gonna force any trades just yet. So we'll wait it out. Still got an hour for the NYC session to start too, so still got a little bit of time. I'm in oil long. Not bad. We're talking about that. I still don't. I am expecting price again to give me a steeper pullback before we could continue the downtrend push, the overall downtrend push. But going long for today, it would depend where your entry is, right? If you're in an entry going long anywhere in these entries up here, then I think this is a long shot if you're in a trade going long here. But if you're in a trade going long anywhere in these lows, then you still have time to let the market breathe and let you know what price wants to do. But I'm still expecting price to at least go down to these lows down here in the 4 hour and the 30-minute time frame as well. So I entered at the extreme low of the day. Yeah, so I think you should be still good with this entry. Right? You're pretty much you'll have enough time to let the to you'll let yeah, wow, damn. You'll have enough time to and enough space to just let the market breathe and let you know what it wants to do. Right? If you already know that if price right continues the uptrend push, then you'll be good. But once you start seeing price going back down, then you'll have enough space to close out still in profit. But not bad. Once again, it's very similar to a trade that some trader yesterday was talking about. I just don't remember what pair it was. I think it was EJ maybe. Um, yeah, it was EJ. Right, it was pretty much very similar, right? Price gave us 2 days of drop. No, I don't think it was EJ, because EJ yesterday was the second day of drop. Yeah, 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 yeah. It was EJ. I was pretty much telling him it's very similar, right? He took a trade somewhere down here in 0.800. I remember somewhere down here. And by the time we were live, it was already price was already up in these highs. I was telling him, right, like these trades, you have 2 days to drop, right? You know you're in a good spot if price decides to continue to break these highs, right? You know you'll be good to hold these trades to go back up. But if you start seeing the price, rejecting the highs and going back down, you'll have enough space to cash out and profit. So yeah, I hope he took that and ran with that. I'm pretty sure he did, but I don't know. But pretty similar to what's happening with US oil right now. Right, oil, we're still in an overall downtrend. You can still see price giving you lower lows. What the fuck? Right, lower low, lower high, lower low. So, you know, I would just say be very careful with that, but as long as you're following your plan and you're looking at price and how it's moving, then you should be good. Following market structure at the end of the day would be very, very ideal when it comes to holding this trade. But again, this is not a bad trade. Again, I am expecting price to continue the uptrend push eventually up to these highs. So if price decides to start this uptrend push early and not go into these 4-hour lows and 30-minute lows that we have down here, then it's all good, right? You'll be in a perfect spot. So AU is already above our 30-minute highs, so I'm going to turn off AU for the day. That's already invalidated our entry points that we wanted to see. So now GCAD, US30, and Bitcoin again. GCAD, I'm not convinced on this entry, but we'll just continue to monitor it and we'll see what price wants to do, and then we'll go back and forth from US30 as well. Try to just see what price wants to do as well. Shit didn't even give us the entry before it skyrocketed. Let's look at the other server real quick. Did it give us the entry? CGCAD. No, it didn't. It didn't even give us the retest into it to continue. Damn, man. It's been the fucking common theme too, man. When it comes to these entries, it's like they know, man. They know. Those market makers, fucking, they know. These guys are trading and they're live streaming. Let's tap into their shit and fuck with them real quick. It's all good. They're not gonna mess with me though. I've collected my cash already when it comes to these goddamn assholes, man. Shit is funny, bro. there was a tweet I saw that some guy was really, he was really pissed. And he said the exact same thing. He was like, as soon as I started streaming, that's when I started losing trades. They know, they're tapped into my streams. I'm like, yeah, man. I promise you the market makers don't care about your demo account, bro. I swear to you they don't. Oh, man. Fucking people are hilarious. Alright. Yeah, man. Right now we're just waiting. It's just a waiting game. We're not gonna force any trades. GCAT at this moment will turn it off since pretty much the move that we were looking for already was made. I'm not gonna waste my time here going back and forth. I will backtest that pair today though on that other server and try to see if what we were talking about was true when it comes to those gaps in the engulfing candles, and then same thing for gold as well. I have to backtest the other server as well. Cause yeah, if you're trading gold again, if you're trading gold during Asia or London session, right? This trade right here at 2 a.m. 2:15, this was a beautiful trade, beautiful entry as well, beautiful engulfing candle. But again, on my server on Awanda, it's not good. It's not valid. However, if you were trading on Pepperstone or FXCM or Forex.com, you know that was a beautiful engulfing pattern. Beautiful engulfing pattern. Beautiful retest. You know, beautiful entry criteria as well. I mean, this one was a very nice trade. So so far, yeah, like I said, today was really the only trade that was valid on gold was gold. The only trade that was valid was gold, yeah. All these other pairs are, again, just at this point I really just have US 30 for the rest of the day. This is a pair where, you know, again, at this moment I don't have any entries yet. It did give a beautiful retest of the 30-minute engulfing that we've been waiting for. However, the one thing I wanted to wait for was lower lows and lower highs to start developing. At the moment, we know that we're still trading again between higher high, higher low, higher high, right? If price would have never given us this higher high here, if price would have just given us this break, right? Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and then it would have given us this lower low, lower high, then we know we could have taken this trade to continue these downtrend pushes back down to the bottom, right? Especially because price gave us a shoulder head shoulder. But because price is still giving us, we're still trading again between this higher low and this higher high. This is not a valid shoulder head shoulder. So I don't have any entries here for US 30. Again, it's just a waiting game. I'm not gonna force any trades just because it looks good. You know, I'm gonna wait for what I know is gonna happen. Right at 9:30, we know some volume is gonna kick in. That volume will let us know where price wants to go eventually for the day. So it is what it is. We know we have a gap here in the 30-minute time frame, but we can see that price already just filled it. So at this moment, you know, we don't even have the gap to play around with. We can't say, oh, if that gap continues to be there, by the time 9:30 comes, we know it'll bring the market down. Right at this point, price could always come right back up again. So it is what it is. We'll wait it out. Same thing we were talking about yesterday, right? I'll have to wait for price to start giving me lower lows and lower highs before I could take a trade. So if today I don't have an entry, it is what it is, right? If we break these lows, we know we'll continue the downtrend pushes. If we break these highs, then it is what it is. We'll continue to see price push up to the top side. So again, at this moment, I'm just, you know, I don't have any other trades. I don't have any other pairs to look at. Everything moved overnight. Everything already hit STP and ADR, but before we even woke up this morning. So If we don't get the opportunity to trade today, then we'll just come back like we do every other week and every other day, which is just come back tomorrow, wait for another opportunity. So we'll give it I guess I'll give it till 9:30 before I get off. It is what it is. I don't have anything else to do. If you guys have any questions, any other pairs you guys want me to go over, let me know. If not, then we'll be back. We'll be back tonight and then going into tomorrow. Damn, USD CAD just fucking started flying. What happened? Was there news today that I didn't know about? Oh, there was. Fuck, I thought this CAD news was for tomorrow. I'm not gonna lie to you. There was CAD news at 8:30. All good. That's good. We'll see. So we already know if CAD continues its uptrend push, then we know US 30 is gonna go down. So we'll wait it out. We'll see what happens. Um, what I do like on USD CAD is that we went right back down to the low of this zone of consolidation that we had at the top of the zone here, right? So if price decides to break these lows, then we'll continue. But if price then starts to do this, then we'll go back up. And then in the 30-minute time frame, how would that look? It's just very simple. It's just lower lows and lower highs, or higher highs and higher lows. Right? In the daily time frame, did I just see an engulfing candle? I did. Right? So, there's a whole bunch of things here that I would love to see USD CAD continue this push to the top side. However, price gave us an exhaustion candle at the top of the zone. It failed to give us another break of structure. We're still testing highs and we're still testing lows, right? Testing highs, testing lows, testing highs, testing lows, testing highs, testing lows, testing highs, going back down to the middle, just consolidating, testing highs, and gave us an exhaustion candle. At this point, and it gave us an engulfing candle here. We have in the full hour, we have 2 weeks of drop. This week being the third week, price already gave us a third week low. If it finishes on a drop no net or on a drop rise, then we know next week price is going to continue this downtrend push. In the 30-minute time frame, we have 2 days of drop, today being the third day. If price finishes on a drop rise or on a drop no net, then we know tomorrow we're going to continue to see price push down to the bottom. So there's a lot of things here on USD CAD that I would love for price to continue the uptrend push, since we're in that uptrend, market makers pattern uptrend. But again, we also understand that we're still in a zone of consolidation. We still don't have any break of the highs. We have no breaks of the lows. The same way price rejected the highs and went back down to the low, it did it here, it did it here, it did it here, and it could do it here as well. So we just got to be patient when it comes to this pair. You were right on GCAD a little bit, not too much, right? Because on GCAD, I was expecting a steeper pullback, a little bit lower, so it didn't really give us the entry, right? But it ended up giving us that move anyway. But either way, I wasn't aware that there was news. I kind of forgot to check. I checked yesterday, or I checked on Sunday during the weekly market breakdown. But for some reason, I woke up today thinking that the news was supposed to be on Wednesday instead of it being today on Tuesday for some reason. So either way, we would have had to wait for that news to hit. But as soon as the news hit, it just went crazy. It went up. So, I was expecting it. Again, I was expecting price to go up because it's the same rules we always follow, right? On 3 days of rise, on the third day, if it gives us a rise no net or on a rise drop, then we know that today, the fourth day variation, we'll get that new high, right? We know that's gonna happen. But then just that one little entry criteria, right? The pullback, it missed it by literally less than a pip, right? It missed it by 1.3 pips. So the entry wasn't given technically, but I mean the move was there, right? We knew that move was gonna happen. It was just how did it want to give us the move, right? Did it want to give us the retest of the engulfing to continue? Did it want to give us a steeper pullback, right? Was price with the news? Could it have given us that fake out to the low to, induce the traders going short and then continue to push to the top side? Whenever there's a news day, all of that could happen. All of that could be a factor, and or price, as soon as the news hits, it could just go straight into profit, and that's exactly what happened today. So, counting the fact that we had news today, it's a little bit of a weight off our shoulders too, because that's another aspect of trading that you have to understand, right? Where news could hit, and we see this all the time. News could hit and it could do what it did today, where it goes straight into profit, right? Or the news could hit, right, and then price could give you a little fake out, right? Just hit stop losses, create a fake an inducement, right? A sweep of the lows, and then continue, right? So understanding that these are two possibilities, right? Where price could give you something like this, right? Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and then just go straight into profit the same way we did here. Or it's going to give you higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, an inducement, a sweep of the lows, right? A lower low, but then as soon as that news hits, right, it'll do the sweep and then it'll shoot up to the top side. So understanding that that's also part of what could happen today, I'm glad that we weren't on the wrong side of the charts, but I'm also, would have loved to have seen that steeper pullback. But it is what it is. That is trading sometimes. But again, it is not something that we weren't expecting. We knew that for today, we know we were expecting that price to continue that push up to the top side for today. So but again, that's why we follow the plan, right? We have our rules in play, we have our trading plan. If something doesn't look 100% to the T, then we just got to take a step back and just wait it out. So here for USD CAD is pretty much a little bit different than GCAD, right? Price is still giving us lower lows, lower high, lower low, right? And then price with the user just ended up giving us a little push to the pull, a little pull back to the top side, right? It's still on a lower high. So yeah, damn, BurgerFi is no longer. They're going into bankruptcy. That sucks. They're really good burgers too. Yeah, with the way USD CAD is moving and the way US 30 is moving, it's gonna be a fun morning here. Should be pretty fun. We'll see. Bing 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 bing. And at this point too, GJ is keeping it very simple for us. At this point, we're either going to be looking for price to break above these highs, or we'll be looking for price to break these lows. GJ 229 is STP. Did we already do that for the day? No, we haven't. So, however, again, we know that we have a break of structure of the highs. We have a 372 going short. We have a bearish 4-hour candle. So right now, all the rules are just colliding at this point. Right, we have a bearish 4-hour candle, we have a 372 going bearish, we have a break of structure of the upside, which is different. We have fake engulfings going short, we have fake engulfings going long. So the rules are just colliding right now. We literally just have to wait for a little bit of confirmation, just a little bit, a teeny weeny little bit of confirmation. And again, that confirmation is going to be now in 3 minutes. We have another engulfing candle that could play out. Or we'll have to wait for a breakout of the higher the lows of the previous engulfing candle that we had here, right? Green, green, red. And we'll see what price wants to do. We just got to be patient. We got to wait it out. So, we have a break of structure going long. We have a break of structure, a bullish break of structure. We have a bearish 4-hour candle. We have a bearish 372. We have a bearish engulfing candle. But right now, price is just not giving us what we want to see. Not yet, at least. So, we'll wait. We'll see. Let's get back on. And then US 30. We just gotta wait till 9:30. Like I said, I'm not gonna force any trades here for US 30 just yet. We'll wait that one out. Got a minute. I'll be right back, guys. Alright, I'm back. $30 for the 9 a.m. candle. And we'll see what this engulfing candle wants to give us here as well. $10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ready for liftoff. No, didn't give us the engulfing. Okay, all good. So again, we're just pretty much waiting for a break of these highs or a break of these lows. We have another 15 minutes. Well, should be 30. But no, engulfing is the 15. My bad. Yeah, so we'll have to wait for this 15-minute candle to give us a confirmation as to what price wants to do, and then we'll go on from there. Nothing more, nothing less, guys. We'll just have to give it a few minutes. Any questions, guys, let me know. If not, once again, we'll just be waiting it out.
Alright, so 15-minute engulfing. Right, we got the confirmation, which is this red candle going short. Now what we're looking for is a pull back to the top side. It was a retest of the zone, so then we could start looking for our entries going short. EU, let's take a look. However, I wasn't looking at EU just because it's already, again, we're in a higher high situation. So EU, I wasn't really interested in trading for today. However, if price, what we were talking about, right? Pretty much the reason why I'm not looking at EU is because EU, we're in the higher high, right? When a higher high is set, we're either going to be looking for a higher low or we're going to be looking for price to consolidate, right? The way we did already, right? And then once we consolidate, we'll wait for that break and retest. But what I'm looking for EU now is that pullback, right? So what we were talking about is if price today finishes on a rise no net, so if price could consolidate now and between now and 5 p.m., if price comes back down and gives us a pullback and just consolidates within this area, which is pretty much from here to here, if we finish anywhere within these zones, then going into tomorrow's session, right? So tomorrow well, this is already really far out, but we'll horrible line, but it's okay, right? Going into tomorrow, we'll start looking for these trades going back up to the highs. But yes, the fact that we are also at the top of the 4-hour zone, before we get this pullback, I would love to get price to break above our 4-hour zone and then give us the pullback. So at this moment, I'm just sitting on my hands for EU. If we don't get that pullback, right? If we don't break above these 4-hour zones, then we will most likely not be looking for a trade going into tomorrow. What if it's gonna go on after a retest? Still a possibility. What's STP for today? 38. We did 32. Let's recalculate. I don't think I recalculated. 65. 43 is STP. The possibility of this giving us that retest today and then continuing this push to the top side is not that high. Once again, we really have no other news for today, nothing that's going to move the market as much. However, 9:30 just hit, so we'll see. Again, the first thing I want to see is that pullback. If we could get that retest, then I'll say, keep an eye on the entry. However, we don't have any engulfing candles in the 4, nothing in the 1, nothing in the 30, nothing in the 15. So we want to be a little bit patient still. Could it continue the push? Again, it can. It definitely can. Right, in the 4-hour time frame too. Right, we pretty much know that we still don't have a set high that's being made yet. So we still know we're trading between this 4-hour high here. So again, I would still love, again, we're pretty much trading in this area. We're still in a higher high. Before I could look for an entry, I need to see a pullback. So I think that's going to be the best and easiest way to go at EU for today is going to be, again, just pretty much waiting for the pullback back into the zone and then start looking for the trades back down here to continue the push up to the top side. That's going to be the best bet for today. GJ, I'm waiting for the pullback in the 15-minute time frame. We had this little engulfing candle here in the 15 that we had earlier. Price then just started consolidating still in this area. So the fact that price broke below our engulfing candle here, I'm waiting for that retest now to continue the push down to the bottom to give us the 372. Right, so we had a break of structure of the highs, right? But the break of structure of the highs here, we're still internally, we're still trading between lower low, lower high, lower low, right? We got the pullback, Right, once you got the pullback of the high, then price internally started giving us lower low, lower high, started consolidating. In the zone of consolidation, price gave us an engulfing candle going short, a bearish engulfing candle, right? Then it went up, just tapped all the traders who got into this trade early, right? And then now price broke below our engulfing candle. So what I'm looking for now is this retest to continue the price to go back down to these 30-minute lows down here. Now again, the only thing I don't like about this trade, very similar to what I was saying about GCAD, is that we broke above the highs of the day. We do have a break of structure of the highs. We would have gotten a better structure, a better BOS, would have been a little bit different. But again, this is what we would consider low probability, high risk trade for today. We'll see. We'll see how this works out here. So the position would be like this. Before taking the entry, I want to see this in the lower time frame. Try to see if we have any. Nothing. There we have higher high, higher low, higher high. Change of character. Break of structure. Alright, lower low, lower high. Right, after the, once again, we had change of character, break of structure, and then price started consolidating here. Very much trading between this low and this high. I want to be patient before taking these trades. We don't have any engulfing candles in the lower time frames. Nothing on the 1, nothing on the 5, so I want to be patient before taking any of these trades just yet. Wait it out for a little bit. So then US 30. Let's take a look at US the dirty 30. We finally started this downtrend push, right? US 30, I am expecting price to, again, this is more for a trade going into the rest of the week. At this point, I'm wanting to see price break below these lows down here. If we can get price to break these lows, then we'll be good for the rest of the week to look for shorts. But if you got into any of these trades going short, you probably hit break even. If you had your your entry back at break even. USD CAD is continuing that push to the top side. So right now it's looking good. It's looking decent. for price to continue going short. GU is still going up, so I think I'm gonna call it a day here though. Unless you guys have any other questions, let me know. If not, then we'll be done for the day. We'll be back tonight. Just gonna be patient for today and just allow the market to finally start giving us the moves again. We're pretty much trading in a lot of these pairs, even for GU, since we're looking at it. Like we're in a higher high. We still don't have a pullback, right? We're pretty much still trading between this 30-minute high up here, right, and these 30-minute lows down here. So I'm wanting to just look for pullbacks for the majority of these pairs. I'm wanting to see break of structures of the pairs as well that are going against the trend, for example, like AU. But we can still see that price is still giving us higher highs and higher lows, and again, we're in a higher high. So it's one of those situations today where, again, it's all good. It's only the start of the week, so I'll let the market breathe today. We'll let price do what it has to do, and then we'll come back tomorrow and for the rest of the week to try to catch another entry. Any other questions, guys? Let me know. Any other pairs you guys want me to go over? Let me know. If not, once again, we'll be back tonight for the isolation session. No questions, all good? Alright, my brother. Yeah, keep an eye on GJ. That one should be a pretty good trade to keep an eye on for the day. If you see that price starts respecting these lows, especially in the 5-minute, what we were saying, that BOS, if we could get that BOS in the 5-minute time frame, that would be very, very ideal. Or if we get, an engulfing candle in the low of the zone in the 1-minute or the 5-minute time frame, that would also be very good to see. But yeah, we'll see you guys tonight. Appreciate you for being in here. Have a good rest of your day, guys. Peace out.